Village Mayor's presiding. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. You may be seated. Okay. Mickey Griffin versus Bernard Carter, 45 CO1 1401 MI8.
Mr. Griffin, yes, Judge, we're ready to proceed.
Okay. You been sworn in?
Yes, sir.
No, yeah.
No, not yet.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear, affirm, tell the whole truth and nothing but the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Griffin, please state your full name for the benefit of the record, please.
Mickey Ray Griffin.
And you are a resident of Lake County, Indiana, is that correct?
Yes.
Specifically 24-727 Colfax Avenue, Lowell,
Yes.
45 years of age, is that correct?
Yes.
And you filed with this court a petition for a restricted driver's license, is that correct?
Yes.
You acknowledge in that petition that you are a habitual traffic violator under IC 930-10-4B, is that correct?
Yes.
You also allege you've never been previously placed on probation under that code by this or any other court,
No.
and that you do not have a judgment against you under 930-10-4A, is that correct?
Yes.
Your license has been, in fact, been suspended for at least 5 consecutive years as a result of habitual traffic violation
Yes.
status. And you did fulfill a rehabilitation program in the last OWI.
Yes.
Mickey, you're gainfully employed,
I work at my mom's greenhouse because she's got a family-owned business.
and you're also a welder, is that correct?
Yes.
And in order to continue with your welding career,
I have my license because I'm a contract welder.
and that requires you to drive
To and from work.
location
And plus drive companies' vehicles.
without driving license. You can't do that.
No.
You support yourself and your family, is that correct?
Yes.
And the driver's license is necessary in order to help you basically further that endeavor.
Yes.
And you're asking the court to grant this probationary driver's license for a period of 3 years, and you acknowledge that the SR-22 filing is down to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles presently,
Yes.
and that you understand you have to maintain that for 3 years.
Yes.
That's all.
Okay. Cross-examination.
Mr. Griffin, when was your last OWI conviction?
I'm not even sure offhand.
Okay. If I said 2007 Jasper County, would that sound right?
Yes.
Were you ordered to complete a rehabilitation program?
Yes,
after
I
that?
did.
Did you complete that?
Yes, I did.
Where did you do that program?
Jasper jail.
Okay. And you became habitual traffic violator in 2008, is that correct?
Yes.
Since 2008, have you violated that by driving a vehicle?
No.
I have no further questions.
You may step down, sir. Anything?
Your Honor, I do believe Mr. Griffin qualifies. He has gone the required period of time.
Okay.
In order.
Okay. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Judge, the next one is with Attorney Mullins also.
Is that Stamper?
Stanford, Judge, we're asking for May 6th.
Okay. Okay. Angela Booz versus Bureau of Motor Vehicles, 45 CO1 1312 MI 170. You want to raise your right hand and be sworn? You solemnly swear, affirm, tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge? Please be seated.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hall.
Yes, sir. Yeah, proceed.
Yes, you may.
Miss Cruz, would you state your full name, please, for the court?
Angela Denise Booth,
Where do you reside, Miss Cruz?
1925 Virginia Street, Gary, Indiana.
How long have you resided there?
About a year.
Okay. Miss Cruz, did you come to my office some time ago and ask me to file a petition for a provisional and hardship license for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Miss Cruz, are you employed at this time?
Yes, sir.
Where are you employed at now?
Timberview Healthcare.
How long have you been employed?
It'll be 9 years in June.
Okay. How far is that approximately from where you live?
About 15 minutes.
Okay. Do you have any children, Miss Cruz?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are they?
4 and 11.
Miss Cruz, is your license been suspended by the state of Indiana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why was your license suspended now?
Failure for insurance.
Okay. Have you corrected that problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mrs. Cruz, I noticed according to your driving record, you have quite a number of traffic infractions. Have you learned anything from those infractions?
Yes, sir.
What have you learned? Tell the court case.
To keep insurance on your car.
Okay. Have you learned anything else about it?
Yes. What also that I have learned is just to make sure I handle my business on time as need be and not wait till the last minute to get things accomplished.
Did you learn anything about following the traffic rules of the
Yes.
state of Indiana?
Yes, sir. I did complete traffic school, which was required by the BMV.
Okay. Do you need a driver's license to get back and forth to work?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone else could drive you to work, ma'am?
No.
Okay. Do you attend church?
Yes, sir.
Where do you attend church?
Clark Road,
Do you take
Missionary.
your children to church with you?
Yes.
What do you have? Do you have anyone that could take them to church for you?
We get rides with people from time to time.
Okay. What about when your children are ill? How do you get them back and forth to the doctor?
Well, since I've been having this problem, I have to ask people to take me where I need to go.
That create an undue burden upon you and your family.
It does because it requires, paying gas money and if they're willing to wait till you're done and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then are you asking this judge to this court to grant you a provisionary and a hardship license?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel that would help you improve your livelihood in terms of maintaining your job?
Yes, sir.
Do you need an automobile to get back and forth to work?
You said, do I need one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing then to follow the traffic rules of the state of Indiana or any other state? Or?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Ms. Booth, do you know how many times your license has been suspended?
When I pulled it up, when I went to the attorney, that's when I figured it out. Because I didn't really know about the other suspensions because I was just paying the tickets off. And I guess because I had moved, they were sending it to the complex down a little. I guess I wasn't receiving those, so I was just paying the tickets off. But when I printed it out, that's what Ms. Hall told me. It was like a repetitive thing.
So would it sound right to say that you've had 11 suspensions in the past and you have 2 more that are pending?
Oh, if that's what the papers say, I'm not sure.
And how many of those suspensions have been for failing to file insurance or for an insurance
The
violation?
most current ones, because it's like a repeat. But when I got that paper in the mail, they said if I took the driving course, one would be dismissed. But I haven't seen that come off.
So maybe 5 of the 13 have been for insurance violations. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And in, let's say, the latest one that was effective in October of last year,
Yes.
why didn't you have insurance on the car at that time?
Well, the reason I didn't have insurance because I had to balance, should I pay NIPSCO or... And I know I need insurance on the car. That's why I've had it ever since. So I've been trying to down as my funds.
Do you have a vehicle now?
Yes,
Do you have insurance on that car right now?
yes.
Who do you have that insurance through?
E-Park insurance.
I have no further questions, Chairman.
Mr. Hall, anything?
Just one final question. Are you married, Ms. Booth?
No, sir.
No further question.
So was the failure to pay her insurance inadvertent?
Ms. Booth, was that inadvertently? You didn't intend to not pay your insurance?
No, I did not intentionally not pay. I just had to shuffle a few things around, and when I got that ticket, at that time, it was behind.
Henceforth, now you will make sure to keep your insurance current.
Yes, it's been current ever since the October.
Judge, I have no further question.
Anything else, Madam Prosecutor?
Only argument, Your Honor. No question.
Okay. Ma'am, you may step down.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the defendant has 13 suspensions. That includes 2 that are pending. Multiple ones are for failing to file insurance. It's a pattern of behavior. She does not pay for her insurance. That doesn't make it inadvertent. While I sympathize with choosing what bills to pay, you can't drive without insurance, and this defendant has repeatedly done that. I don't believe she's proven that the failure to have insurance was inadvertent. In addition, the sheer number of suspensions makes her ineligible for hardship because she has had 11 that are on the record and 2 more that are pending.
Mr. Hall?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Booth has testified she's learned a lesson. She admits that she's made a number of traffic violations that she's very remorseful about, she's very sorry about. The evidence has shown that she has 2 small children. She's not married. She works quite a distance from where she lives. She needs a hardship license to provide for her livelihood. She's out trying to take care of her family. She was inadvertently. She did not have insurance coverage. It's been several times. And she, in order to take care of her minor children and try to maintain a livelihood, she's admitted this is wrong. She has learned a lesson. She's going to correct her behavior. And this would, if the court does not grant her a hardship, it's going to create quite an imposition upon her to maintain her family. She's a single-parent family with 2 very small children, and she, as the evidence has indicated, she has to take her kids over to the doctor, to the hospital. She has no one. She has to try to find someone to help her out. So I would ask the court to consider these mitigating factors that Mrs. Booth has learned a lesson. She's sorry about this. She knows that she is violated. Not having insurance was not intentional. It was all inadvertent in trying to maintain her family livelihood with 2 small children and then working and that sort of thing. And that's commendable to her. Many young parents today, they don't maintain their family. She's out there working and endeavoring to keep her family together, to not put them on the state to work. And if she doesn't have a license to operate a vehicle for her employment, there's a possibility there's another, you got to the state or to the state to maintain her livelihood for her family. And therefore, Judge, I would ask the judge to grant the hardship license.
All right. You understand the statute calls that the license or failure to pay the insurance had to have been inadvertent.
Yes, inadvertent. Thank you. Testimony, I believe, indicated that she said it was inaccurate, it was not delivered, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Court will grant the petition.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. Face your proof with the order, Your Honor.
Okay. Get your order. All right. Okay. I'll stand for you. All right, the case of Danielle Pagan and Bernard versus Bernard Carter, 45 C11403 MI19, May 6th, Mr. Lambert?
Yes, Your Honor, May 6th, please.
May
Mr.
6th.
Holmes.
May 6th it is, thank you. Okay. Jim DeReamer versus Bernard Carter, 45 C1 1401 MI7. Is you ready to proceed on this one?
Oh, we are, Your Honor. Just so,
Want to raise your right hand and be sworn, Mr. DeReamer? You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Please be seated.
Your Honor, just to give the court a preview, this is not a hardship license case. This is a petition for judicial review. Mr. DeReamer, he has recently been declared an HTV, and he should have, I believe it was 9 years prior, he should have been a judge in HTV. This is a matter where basically the BMV had gone through his records, and they up and just declared him HTV a long time after he should have already been. So, just
Okay.
to give the court a preview of that.
All right.
If I may proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
Jim DeReamer, also known as James T.D. Reamer.
And Mr. DeReamer, you are the petitioner in this case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. DeReamer, currently, do you have a driver's license, sir?
Presently, no.
What is your current status with the Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles?
As of June of 2012, habitual traffic violator.
Now, Mr. DeReamer, in 2012, did you receive any sort of conviction which would make you a habitual traffic violator?
No, sir.
What was, prior to June 2012, when was your last moving violation conviction?
The conviction was May of 2002.
And what was that a conviction for, sir?
Driving while intoxicated.
Also known as operating while intoxicated?
Correct.
Mr. DeReamer, I did not represent you in that case, is that correct?
No, sir, you did not.
Now, the attorney at the time, did they inform you what would happen to you upon that conviction?
I was told I would lose my license for a period of time. When the state of Indiana did send me a notice to get reinstated, I followed their procedures, and I did have my license back for 5 years.
Okay. And that was after the conviction in 2002?
Yes, sir.
Now, in 2012, you received a notice in the BMV that stated you were now declared a habitual traffic violator.
Unfortunately, I never did receive that notice.
Okay.
What happened is I got a license plate for my vehicle. I had informed the BMV of my new address, but they put it down as a one-time only address.
So that's how you learned you were a habitual traffic violator?
Unfortunately, that is not how I found out.
Okay. How did you find out?
I was pulled over in January of 2013. I was driving a work vehicle. The work crossed the two stickers for the vehicles. I was pulled over for that. I was arrested, taken to the Porter County Jail. Porter County did dismiss the charges.
You were charged with habitual traffic violator?
Driving while habitual traffic violator, yes.
And you're saying that case was dismissed?
That was dismissed through the Porter County courts.
Do you know why the case was dismissed?
They said because of the time period.
So other than that instance, you had no other traffic violations and you had no other convictions since 2002?
That is correct. No speeding tickets, totally clear license.
Now, since you learned that you've been an HDV, how has that affected your life, sir?
I lost 2 good jobs. I've lost a fiancée. She got evicted from a place she was living because I was supporting her. I was working with several community organizations, which I can no longer do.
You have to rely on someone to transport you back and forth from your home to work?
Well, right now what I'm doing is walking. I found a place to rent that's only 5 blocks away from work.
And where do you currently work at, sir?
McDonald's in Crown Point, which is a step below my normal career.
What was your normal career, sir?
Either store manager for auto shops or also store management for auto parts suppliers.
Is it fair to say that this has had an adverse impact on your life?
Very much so.
Are you asking the court to review your record and declare the actions of the Bureau of Motor Vehicles as incorrect?
That would be correct.
This time I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Madam Prosecutor?
Just briefly, Mr. Dreamer, you said you were told that your license would be suspended and then you received something to reactivate it, but you said that was for 5 years. Was that just a 5-year license that you would have to renew every 5 years?
I think you misunderstood. I had my license back for 5 years when I found out I was an HTV.
So you got your license back in about 2007?
Correct.
Okay. Did you have any offenses in 2003?
Not to my knowledge.
Would it sound correct to say there was a failure to file insurance offense date of April 1st, 2003?
I've never received a notice for that, and that's never popped up on any of my history.
Have you petitioned the Bureau of Motor Vehicles to reconsider their finding?
No, ma'am.
Has your attorney requested a review? Do you know?
Not to my knowledge.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Lambert, anything else?
Just a couple follow-up questions. Mr. Dreamer, you had a case of operating while intoxicated from April of 2003, is that correct?
That may be. I may have the dates wrong.
Mr. Dreamer, am I the first attorney that you've hired to handle this problem for you?
Unfortunately, you are the second one.
I have nothing further to add.
Okay. Anything else, Madam Prosecutor?
No questions, Your Honor.
You may step down, sir. Wait, I have one question. Or maybe you can just clear it up. Did he lost his license for 4 years, 5 years?
That would be correct.
That was because of the DUIs?
Yes, sir.
He had OWI convictions. He should have been declared an HTV in the year 2002, and the BMV, my read of his record, they did not.
Well, how was he suspended for that many years?
What had happened is the BMV, they came back and they had judged him an HTV. In 2012, just out of the clear blue sky.
Well, how did he lose his license from 2003 to 2007?
That was the OWI.
He had OWI convictions.
And you lose him for 5 years?
In the record that I have in front of me, Your Honor, it does not indicate that. I'm in looking at his suspensions, Mr. DeReamer, I showed him being declared in HTV back in the year 1987. He was reinstated, and on his record, the next time I see him being adjudged in HTV, the effective date was June of 2012.
Okay. It just wanted to seem like a long suspension for an OWI.
He did receive enough convictions, Your Honor, in the years 2000, 1999, and 1995, which would have made him a habitual traffic violator. And for some reason, the BMV never made him an HTV until 2012.
Okay. Madam Prosecutor, anything?
Your Honor, I would begin with noting that while Mr. Dreamer was found to be HTV in 1987, he was reinstated, it would appear, in 1994. After 1994, there was an OWI in 1998, a failure to provide insurance in 1998, an OWI in 2000, another failure to provide insurance in that same year, another OWI in 2000, a failure to provide insurance that year, an OWI in 2003, and another failure to provide insurance in 2003. Additionally, Your Honor, I do not believe that there is any relief that can be granted to this defendant. The petition that was given to me indicates that the Bureau of Motor Vehicles denied the petitioner's request for a review. Under 930-10-8, if this court finds that he is not a habitual violator, the court can order the Bureau to reinstate the driving privileges. However, under any accounting of the rules, he is a habitual traffic violator. The issue is just how much time he has left on it.
Would be at the most a year, right?
If he is not given credit if he is not given the credit from the time of his last conviction in 2003,
then he's served the time.
he's already served the time. He served the 10 years. And the BMV coming in 2012 and making him an HDV, certainly the doctrine of latches does apply. There is a case I can point out to the court. It's Orndorff versus Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Site is 982 Northeast 2nd, 312. It's a 2012 case.
No.
Your Honor, I would only reiterate just that I don't believe that there is any relief that this court can give. We can only say that he's not a habitual traffic violator based on our findings. However, based on our findings, he was a habitual traffic violator and appears to still be a habitual traffic violator. Counsel assumes that he would have been adjudicated habitual traffic violator in 2003 based on the date of his last offense. However, that would depend on when his last offense was concluded. I don't have that information. I think this is a BMV issue, and I don't believe that this is one that this court can solve.
Your Honor, I myself have not had any other cases like this. However, I do have some colleagues in other counties who have filed these matters before circuit and superior courts.
I think we've had one.
I think Attorney Amanda Hires.
Your Honor, just based upon his moving violations, his last one was in 2003. The state, in looking at his record, they correctly point out that he has these insurance violations. However, those were all determined by the HDV. There was nothing apparently filed as a result of Mr. DeReamer's convictions in OWI.
Well, all right. I think since he hasn't been 10 years. I think we'll grant the petition.
Your Honor, I will file with the court.
You'll file an order? All right. Anything else?
Be on your desk tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you.